Hey, we're back, hopefully. Okay. Hopefully everything's working. Unstable currently. We're have the right amount of poor network connection detected. Why is it poor network connection? I don't get this. It might just be bad streaming. My computer might not just be powerful enough to do this, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, let's see. Uh, hopefully, hopefully we don't start getting really massive visual audio desyncs. Should be fine, but I don't know. For now, everything's looking good. Good. Okay. Right. Okay. This. Okay. Let's get back into the game. And hopefully the visual audios don't desync massively. If they start to desync again, I don't know what to do to fix it. Supposedly I'm doing everything right. So. Okay. Hopefully we don't get more visual audio desyncs. But that's all I can do. Either way, I think it's about time I get to add this to the bit. So I'm gonna turn off N, and I think I am. Well, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. I think I'm gonna bring it into space, take a nice photo of it. Then we can get started on the next build. The all right. Pretty happy with this design. I'm actually very excited with it. We got our kind of side view. Everything looks good. Those pylons look kind of nice. It is an odd shape, and I might do some extra work with this later. But for a basic design that I can kind of work off of and improve later, this does pretty good. All right, let's make sure that we pull up. I did forget to engage one thing, which is unfortunate, but there's not really much else I could do. I like that. Just so if I just do this now, it's just that definitely would be usable as a yeah, I like the idea that this is basically just a flare system, just boom, boom. It definitely works kind of like a flare. It very heavily distracts your attention away from everything. Just boom. Alright, I want to try to get rid of all of these. That way we get a full set. Oh wait, do these just naturally reload, or do I have to get down to like 5 or 6 before it reloads? There we go. So about half, and then it auto reloads for me. That's nice. And then of course there's the gun. And it's got a heavy gun, which works pretty well for this design. And yeah, I'm very happy with this design. I think we're going to, yeah, I think it's now time that I start work on designing the ship that this is going to go into. The patrol cruiser, which will have at a minimum 6 of these operational to go out, with another 2 on reserve, for a grand total of 8, maybe even 10 of these things available inside the ship at any given time, with either 6 being reserved or whatever. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of work to be done. I do need to start turning the vehicle over now. So reversing until we get this way, because a good chunk of everything now, it has to be finding where my other work was that was in space, because I'm 90% certain that I've loaded everything in here. So it should be just going above. Why is the connector smoking? Oh well. I do like this design. I'm probably going to turn off the antenna. Or actually, can I do signals off? Okay. Normal display, fine. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. I can start to pitch a little heavier. I do like the way that this works. I think this is pretty decent for this design. I'll probably run a few other operations later, but yeah, I think for a basic idea, this is pretty good. The other thing is that as a base model, right, as a base model of a ship, I can very easily, let's say, under those wings. Yeah, under those wings, maybe right in front of where those engines are placed, and along that central belly strut that currently is empty, I can probably, oh, excuse me, position rockets, like custom-made rockets, even on the wingtips, to allow for probably about 4 custom done artillery systems. So we're getting just about above that. We're now at about 30, so I'm going to heighten my angle outward. I should be seeing the other one, I would think, unless I forgot to adjust its antenna range, which I might have done. I might have also deleted everything in space, which would have been stupid of me to do, but who knows? I'll figure it out in a minute or two. But yeah, I definitely like this design. I think it looks pretty cool. I do think I need to do something else with the, yeah, with everything else, but that's fine. heavy pitch up again, just to pretty much be now directly flying against the planet. So, and now should be flying more or less directly against the planet. And yeah, I'm quite happy with this design. It's not highly maneuverable, but it doesn't need to be. It is entirely... Hey, look! There are my beacons that I was trying to find. Or my antennas that I was looking for. Perfect! Yeah. So I'm gonna go bring this into space. Align myself in a position to where I can get a reasonable photo of it. Probably, I don't think I'll use photo mode. I just want a reasonable photo of the ship to add on the image when I name this thing, which I will probably be just calling it the something something patrol cruiser. Yeah, probably something like this image. Maybe semi-zoomed in patrol cruiser or some, or actually, no, recon fighter is probably what I'm going to name it. It is a full-on, well-built system designed entirely for the job of recon. Hence the recon, which is actually just like the recon modules, which are actually just laser antennae, 2 forward and down and 2 back and up. There should be almost no point where a laser antenna can't see. Yeah, I don't think there's a spot on the ship where one of the laser antennas can't see. Alright. And yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty good. I'm very excited. Excited, excited, excited. Alright. Yeah. I don't know how quickly this is going to be able to replenish, nor how much it can carry, but that isn't really the goal. The goal is to make something that looks good and is capable of being used later. Alright, I think we're going to get to about 2 clicks. Yeah, we're about there from the edge. Just allow myself to slow down a bit. Just want to get right outside of the planetary gravity. There we are. Allow my ship to stop, get out, and see where I need to go. Alright. Nope. We're just gonna... Well, that's not good. I do need to make sure that I do still have the ability to do that, but I'm gonna quickly just switch to no names. What was it? Tab for this. Yeah, I kind of like that. No. The underbelly is a little bland, but that's fine because it's meant to be kind of viewed here. So I'm going to B. That is really zoomed out. I'm not happy with that. So now if I do Control B, better. I'm not overly happy with it, but I'll just delete that one. Yes. I need to go find it again. Where is S? There's here we are. Rename. And we're going to just simply rename it. I'm gonna just call it uh, ooh, what's a good name for these? I'll just call it the Val Valxer. The Valxer. No. What did I actually name them when I was writing stuff? I'll just go with this because I did write something down as part of the story. So why don't I just look at that? And I'll just name it that. What did I name it? N87S. Okay. I called these the N87S. So N87 whoops 7S. To the N87S Recon. Recon. The N87S Recon ship. Yep, that's what I'm calling this. Is the N87S. I'm pretty happy with that design. So now what I can do is I can now have H signals. I do want them back to normal display. Unfortunately, I can't get back in the ship without going all the way through again, so I guess that's what we're doing. But we'll get inside. Oh, I really don't like all of those enemy spawns. Let me get closer to these. There we are. Yeah. This is not anything to write home about in terms of speed or agility. All right. Yeah, we're just gonna kind of come up here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the work to design the ship that these are going to go in. Oh, I'm probably going to get rid of those drones. I don't know why I allowed those to spawn in. Did I? I did not. Please, open the door. Oh, the door is not opening. Door entrance. Where are the hinges? Door hinges. Reverse. Hinge lock. There we go. Okay. I'm pretty happy with this design, so now I get to design the other thing I'm going to be making, which I will also be quickly doing. Key that not good. I'm gonna quickly get rid of these. we're just gonna roll delete. Roll delete. And then you control delete. There we go. Alright, and then what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna pretty much get rid of well, actually 5 wide. This thing, I believe, if I go back to what is it, F8? Oh, F8 is here. Which one's down there? Nope, all of these are... Okay. Well, I think it was 11 wide and 12 long, I do believe. So, 11 just requires an extra 2 on either side. So we're just going to elongate you by a few. So that's now 4 on this side. We'll add another 2. Boom. And then 2 more on either side. V. So, how big is this going to end up needing to be? My feet are... How did I do that? I somehow managed to wrap my foot inside of the... Okay, I am about tired of you guys, so we're just gonna quickly do this. Alt F10. Cycle objects. Grids. Pretty okay with you, okay with you. I don't want this to be a thing. Remove. Free station. We'll leave that be. Pirate outpost. We're going to remove. M2 barge. We're just going to remove you. I don't care about you right now. All of you M2 barges. Remove the smuggler. High profile escort. Pirate scout. No. You. And that looks like there's more debris. Defense emplacement. Anything else? Processing module, no. Debris. Okay. I think everything else is gone. So, F6. That way those will stop searching for me and I can build in peace. So, this is that. How long does it need to be again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it needs to be another 3. So this is the minimum scale for that to land on. So I am going to pretty much try to get this thing landed on it. The other thing should be marked as a station, so we're gonna go this way. Oh, good. We do, in fact, have that artificial gravity. All right. We're going to try to rotate. I am looking like pretty much just lined up almost exactly how I'd want to be. Perfect. And then lower myself down. Oh, I do not have these folded out. Oh, why did they do that? Oh, why does this do that? Door entrance on point 1. Surely I have a entrance 2, right? Right? Nope, those aren't even moving. Reverse. Oh wait, that's that hinge. That's not what I wanted to do. I was mucking with the wrong hinges. Okay, fine. Hydro and landing hinge. There we are. They're not hinge locked. They just had the wrong angle. So I need to quickly go and find the landing 2. Delay is 5 seconds. We're gonna upgrade you, and what do you have? You have hinge lock. Okay. Now what does landing gear 1 have? You have a hinge lock on off, reverse, and then that start. Okay. So if I now, right, press 1, those should move up. Why did that not work? I don't understand why these are not working. Door entrance. Door? Not door. Landing. Landing hinge. It's not hinge locked. They're reversed in the wrong direction. Okay, so those are currently the correct doing that. Not door, I need landing. Landing gear, we're going to upgrade the delay to 2 seconds. Do that, groups. Landing hinge, we're gonna move these to like here. Okay, now there's no reason that these shouldn't fold down. There we go. That's now working correctly. Okay, and now if I see I can now landing gear lock these. Perfect. This is now within the space that I want to have for each one of these. Perfect. Alright. Good. Okay. So I'm pretty happy with that. This puts this at about what spot? Roughly. I would want to probably move this back to there, where we're gonna now throw in my inset connector. Actually, ooh, how far forward? All right, I think I'm gonna add one more layer backward, and then what we'll do is I will move the ship so that it connects, and then I will just copy paste this ground vehicle. Good. Oh, right. That does not work. Apparently. The other one did. Apparently. Where is the connector? It'll actually be up. Connector 2. Uh, 0.05. Okay. Alright, this really should be, as far as I can tell, this should be as close as I can get it. And that's not going to reach. Okay. So I'm going to try something else. Rather than the standard, what happens if I use a standard connector? Does that give me enough? Why don't you want to try to connect? It worked when it was on the ground. There we are. Really don't like this, but let's redo this. I might need to apparently switch that door's angle to like 48. I guess. I control door hinge. Rather than 50, we'll do, I don't know, 47. So now if I do 4 again, that should work properly this time. There we go. And now if I... Alright, I need to release the landing gear. There we go. I really wish that these, like... I really wish that these are easier allowed for getting off of them, but... That's fine. Okay. Oh, wait. I do not want the connector on. Good. The reason is that if I want to copy paste this platform, which is going to be the idea, right? So if I add this, because I don't know if I'm going to want a cell in between each of these, right? So a full block. So if I want to do that, I'm going to have to basically do this. So I just control we'll see. All right. Now the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly get rid of both of these real quick, and then control V. Okay, and then so that'd be 3 on that side. Oh Lord. Right, because I then need pretty similar spaces forward. This is going to require quite a heavy hand, because then I'd need to go I think I need to come forward this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Right, because I want width. I know length is 13, so I want width to be also have plenty of clearance. So that's 13, 15, plus 1 more. And then if I control V. All right. I need to place you. Replace you. And then grab this portion and control C. And then control delete this one. Because now if I control V. Oh. This joined together. Z, 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 Z. Nope, no Z. Shit. So I need to re-add this. We'll need to re-add 2, and then I need to separate completely so that this can be movable. Is this movable? No. I'll need to add 3. This guarantees this to be the right size. What I can do is I can intentionally go in here, right? We'll just throw in a small reactor real quick. Press I, info. If I convert to ship, convert to station. That wait, let me convert to ship one more time. Let me just quickly push this just so I know it. Oh wait, before I move that, what I could do is I could just throw the small reactor here. Perfect. These are now entirely separate because this is converted to a ship right now. So you should say convert to station. Perfect. So I have now separated these two, and I can now come from the end that I wanted to come from, and Control C. And then go over to this side, add back in the extra 3 blocks I'm missing. Right? And then I can delete that one. Then I can now place this. We'll see. Where'd the rest of the There it is. Wait, no. What did I do wrong? Okay, this is the right direction. So now if I do that, I can then Control V. Perfect. Control V once more for the final one of these. Let's delete that object because that should be enough. This is the minimum size of the interior of this ship. And then I'm going to come down here because I want this to be 2 blocks down for this entire length. And then throw together the bottom. And then we grab this and do this. There we are. So now, this Wait, I deleted the platform my vehicle was on. Where is it? There it is. Now, if I just plant this... and I just Control C. And I just put these close. I can fully place these later, but if I do now Control V. There we are. And then get pretty much in line again. Control V. Throw that in place. This is probably going to get quite laggy, but I wanted to see how this looks with all of these in place. To see whether I need to shrink something, expand it, or see if I like the way that this looks how it is. So, yeah, we'll see how I like this design so far. Control V. I'll have to fly all of these to make them land, which will suck, but, you know. Control V. Good. And then come over here. Control V. All right. Now I need to park all of these and see if I like the scale. I am thinking I might. Thinking I just might. V. Perfect. All right, I'll also turn off the engines. Just do that. We will make those back auto. We'll just turn off the engines. And every one of these. Zoom across, park. And then turn off engines. V. There we are. Good. All right. And then I just need to add some other stuff. Because I think what I'm going to do is I might make the perfect. I forgot to turn off the engines of the other one, so I'll just do that from outside the ship. I'll just come over here. I like that I have access to this control pad because it means I can do this. Find the thrust off. There we are. Truthfully, I think this looks really good. I don't know exactly where I'm going to end up placing the exit of these things because it'll be a little tight, to be honest, but where did... Oh, there's a military escort up there. Okay. That's cool. B. Yeah, I'll be honest. There we are. Oh, wait. There we go. And now we escape. And go to the last, or go to the next two. Each of these can carry a grand total of 4 beds. V. There we are. I always press the wrong button. Oh, come on. That's not what I wanted either. Get through the door. Thank you. There we go. This ship is going to be huge, I'll be honest. Much larger than I had anticipated. But I kind of like the fact that it's larger than anticipated. There we are. There we are. So, what do I think about this? I feel like I can definitely bring it in a little bit. Because if I just go over here and go Control V once more. Right, and place one of these in the middle here, or close enough to the middle. That is definitely that, but I feel like I can bring these in at least by one more. One or two more, and I think that'll be good. The other bit that I do have to make note of is that each of these areas is likely to possess five high, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. And we'll just do that over here. So at 6, 1, 2, 3, 6. We'll just do this. 1, 2, 3, 6. I just want to make sure that I had the add this, 2, 4, 6. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. Yep, that looks about right. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Z. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. If I wanted to make this smaller, here's an idea. I don't know if I like this, but what I could potentially do is I could make each of these have their own exit bay. So rather than exit out of 1, they exit out of 6. So basically at the edge of each of these, basically they back in or pull in. Inside the bay, they've got enough space to turn around on the spot, pretty much. And so they pull in, they basically are launching this way out rather than that way into the main ship and then forward to escape. But if I wanted to do it this way, with how deep I made this, I could, in fact, get a few that also have small bays on the floor. So I could as well do that. I don't know. Because the other thought would be to, if I wanted to provide another couple, I could add to this lower section, right, kind of further this way to the lower section, an area, an extra bit that width for basically the repair zones. So we'll have a bunch of different crates on the floor and stuff, and, you know, the loading of these recons. But I feel like this, at the very least, this is too wide and should probably be moved to here, at the very least. Let's see, if I move, we'll move this. And then I just kind of pull these forward just to kind of get a view at how close these get. I feel like that is much nicer. Especially because that's not even anywhere near the edges. Yeah, that has a much nicer width. So, how wide is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That says 12. That can't be right. This is uneven, right? So, out one, out one, out one. Yeah, this is in fact uneven. I just miscounted. So actually, yeah, I don't mind moving those in by one. And it shouldn't be too difficult to do. I just have to more or less, yeah, basically just quite simply remove this. Oh, Z. If I just take this and cut that off. Actually, cut that off, but then I also need to cut here. That way when I move these, the walls are in the right place. So we just need to chop 2 blocks off of either side. We are. And chop this off. And then do this. Control C. Oh, wait. No. Before I do the copy operation, I need to connector lock these. So I control panel K. Connector. We just want to lock each of these down. So we'll just connect all of these. Good. Oh, by the way, I just see that we have 5 viewers currently. How y'all doing? Connector. Lock these down. Alright. Yeah, how y'all doing? I do hope y'all are doing well. Yeah, I'm trying to get a setup that I'm a little surprised about, but I mean, what can I say? The ideas are ridiculous. Yeah, let me just finish getting all of these connected because if I connect all of these, when I do the copy operation, it'll allow me to pull all the ships with it. So, and it's quicker than going all the way inside the ship to just enter the control panel that's right back here. Connector lock. Alright. Now, all of these are locked together, so I just need to come over here and Control X. Copy will be stored in clipboard. Yep. Control D. This is quite a lot in the clipboard, so Okay. I have a feeling that it might be this thing, maybe? So if I just control delete you, right? There's nothing in this way. Please allow me to do this. All of these are all, yes. Perfect. This will now pull these a little closer. Go and see how I like that. I feel like this is going to be a really good way to do this. Oh Lord, it's rather laggy right now. Yeah. I will mention that, yeah, we're not gonna have any, once again, no stream on Saturday. What? Okay, please load. Okay, as long as I see that thing at the bottom, that should tell me it's loading. Uh-oh. Why isn't it not loading? Control V. There we go. That sounded like it placed. No, it didn't. Why? As what I'll have to do is I'll have to, come on, please place it and actually spawn it in this time. Okay. I guess what I'm gonna have to do is I'm just gonna have to use a good old, where are pistons? Oh, I had pistons somewhere. There it is. Oh, we're just gonna add that. We're gonna come over to 7, go G, add 7, 8. And where are the merge blocks? Merge. There we are. That piston's on the wrong way. We'll give myself as much space as I think I'll need to place you there. Oh, you're still not far enough back. I need to make sure that I give myself ample space. So now we're going from a lot further back. That is not a station. Why is that not a station? These should be stations. Come on. And now if I... Please tell me this is also currently a station and not floating loosely in space. Good. For some reason, this one decided it wanted to be a ship. Don't ask me why. Now if I control X, and then I do control V, and then I try to make sure that you place on here. Are you gonna spawn in? Are you going to pretend you're a fucking state? There we are. Control X. Control V. If I now spawn you back in, you're going to tell me that you're now a fucking ship, aren't you? Why did I have to do that for every one of these? I don't get it, but... Come on! Please tell me you've merged together. There we are. Yeah, that's much, much, much better. I like that so much better. And then, yeah, if I just... I don't know where the other ship is, but that's fine. Oh. Like 100 over here. I just kind of come over here and... Control C. And I line myself up with the middle of this. And now I place this in there. That fits so much nicer, allows much easier exits, or much tighter exits, but I think that works well. And I can even place those down there just to begin with. Part of this also is going to be that this is going to be a chunk of this. But I'm going to be right back because I want to see whether I like this more or whether I like trying to build out a an external pod better first. So I will be right back. So the other idea that I had, right, is going to be something a bit different. All right. Yeah. The idea that I have is to first cut this part off and save that and take that somewhere else so I can currently have these plates individually. So I'm just gonna separate you quickly. Going to control CU. Does that rebridge these two? That does rebridge these two. Perfect. And then I think I'm going to start building up the next one. The next idea of one of these a bit this way. And so I'm just going to place you. Actually, wait till I'm stopped. Place you. Grab you. And I want you. Info. Convert to station. Now this should be a station. The idea would be to take you. I'm going to go wide. I did take this from the front, so I am going to have to... Here, what I can do is I can just do this. Control V. Right, this is... Because it is a ship, it converts it to not a station, but reconverts it into a ship that I then have to reconvert to a station, and then I can actually take this the spot that I want to. So that works well, actually. So I can re-add you and then control from the position that I want to take it from. Which actually what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly control C from the front real quick. I am then going to fly over toward where this one is. And place you here. Then I'm going to come up here, and we're going to take from the back end, the back side. So we're just going to control and C from there. And just quickly control delete you. Yes, there we are. All right. And then I just 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna make this just a 3-block long. So we're gonna go with the 3-block back end, and then if I control V U. That side, we're gonna go place you here. Place you. And I'm just gonna add in a extra block just to give myself the widest area that I can. Control V. Place you there. There we are. And then if I do this once more, control V. Boom. And then all I gotta do is come from this end. 1, 2, 3, and do that, and then just simply Control V. There we are. And then we just attach you here. Boom. All right, let's see. Do I like the way that this looks? Really don't know. That's the point of the experiment right now. Need to place in one more of these. Control V. Yeah, this really is quite an experiment. Alright, let's place you. So, what I do is that I would then have to come to the outside here. We're going to go all the way to 8 real quick. And I'm going to grab gates. And I'm going to grab airtight hangar doors. Now, if I use the airtight hangar doors, I'm just going to quickly add these. And we'll do that to all sides. The difference is just going to be whether I like this or the other version. These openings are a little smaller. I'll be able to do a little bit more with these edges. But I don't know. I do, if I wanted that, that'd have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to add the pillars. 1, 2. Right, so this should be 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So we'll just add this to every one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4 more, 5. We'll just make sure to add in all the poles. 2, 3, 5, and then I'll have to, of course, add in the ceiling to all of these, but that's... And then add in the doors, and see if I like that design. 3. Alright. More. Boom. This can look really good if I do it right, but I don't know if I'm going to do it right. And that's my main concern, is that I'm not going to do this right. Because the idea would basically be that each one of these let me quickly add the roof, because this would be my highest I could do. So how do I feel about spacing? Tight, very tight. It would work, especially if I wall these off, but then you would definitely have to back into each of these. Definitely. And I'd probably just use the these airtight hangar doors. So basically what I do is I would possess all of this. All of these to build. Then I'd look on the inside, see whether I like the way this looks. Adding barriers that I think will probably be available to me. There we are. I'll just do this on the other side. I can do this. I'll do it separately for each of these. Good. 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 So yeah. Then what I'll do is I'll just look and see if I think this is too much. Because this is purely the hangar space. I do like the idea of doing this, but I think if I'm going to do these as, you know, each of these having their own hangar, right? So because the other bit would be is that I would add probably, let's just quickly add in a basic wall. We'll say 24. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll add 6 block walls. So lag, don't like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. So we just kind of come through here. These kind of have their partial tube. So we'll build the partial tube. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I got to do this on all sides just to see whether this idea I think can work. And I really don't know if I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Minimum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 6. Boom. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. I think this is probably the design that I would definitely debate using. It looks not horrible, but I wouldn't mind using this, but like if I come over to here and I finish sealing this off, so I throw in that. Let's just kind of come from this position. Okay. I'm just gonna finish sealing basically all but the ends off. Alright, so what do I think of this? It's cool and all, but I don't know. I just realized I forgot to paint one of each of these. Oh well. They're tight fitting. Yeah, I don't know if I like the tight fittingness of this design. There's not really a better way to do this necessarily without using pistons or rotors. But these are very tight fitting. If I quickly throw down a, where's a control panel or button panel? We'll just throw down a button panel. Grab this. Hanging door, all of them. Hanger. Save. Clear that. Hanger. These aren't bad. But I just don't think that this... I think this will work. This idea works better for slightly smaller, like slightly smaller. I think if I want to do this, I should do it like that, lower down, maybe. So, yeah, I think if I want to use this design, I would use this for something shorter, so not as tall, and probably not as wide. Maybe limit it down to 9 wide. That way a 4x9 I think looks a little bit better, a little more square. And that way I can maybe use that underneath that design over there, but I just don't like how tight this feels because of how close these have to be. So I'm just going to control delete all of this. All right. I am also going to fix something real quick. Control over here, you. Battered armor. And then we're just going to control C, U, control C, I, control, no, not I, F10, find the N8, N87S, and replace the blueprint. That way, any future ships of these that I spawn in will have the matching on both sides. But let's. Oh boy, lag. Lag really does suck. All right. Admin, we're gonna try to. All right, we're gonna actually come up here. That way, if I do Alt F10 again, I can actually get the position correctly. There we are. Yeah. Overall, this isn't half bad. F6, just to return to my E. Yeah, I like this. I do need to figure out the entrance or exit to these, because there's got to be a barrier somewhere. There has to be a barrier somewhere for this. that or the entire hangar space is open to the vacuum permanent. Which, to be fair, isn't a terrible thing either. I can have the entire hangar space open to a vacuum. But, yeah. So, now I just gotta figure out how I want to place the rest of this. Because, as this stands, right, if I come over here, quickly go back to that, skin. If I remove these, and I quickly just freaking Control C, and then deleted that one. If I decided to Control V it, just to see, you know, yeah, these can definitely be placed down the bottom here without really risking any sort of damage, because it's one block at best. So I can have these in a position like this, as a sort of landed zone. So maybe pulling this down one further block or two further blocks, raising it. But I do like the idea of these being stored like that, and or pulling back one further this way and basically just adding a repair dock at the end here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, this is 11 wide. This is the same width as these platforms. So this would work out basically exactly, as long as I have this depth right. How deep did I put this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 deep. Well, these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 deep. So these need to be one further deep. Boom. And now, that can in theory also sit here. So I can have a flight of 7 of these if I wanted to, including 3 on the floor, just right down here. So in theory I could have... How many would that be if this is entirely packed with these? The ones on the floor and the ones above. Let's see. Because of these, that's 1, 2, 3, 6, plus 4 more would bring to a grand total of quite a lot, actually. That would bring me up to 10 of these 10 of these recon. Which was, to be fair, about the amount that I wanted. So, I'm pretty happy with that idea. So I can have 7 on the recharge and 3 in sort of this repair shoot zone where most of the energy would go to repairing these. I do like this extra height. So, yeah, what we're gonna do is continue this 5 height to these back. We're gonna add one extra. Well, actually, I can just do this. And as long as I can keep this height, as I drag this all the way across, this will provide the boom. Okay, we're gonna come over here. I believe this is the same height. Bang, boom. All right, so all in all, this is going to be the rough size of it. So I'm going to now take you and bring you across all the way. To give well space between you. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is actually 6 tall, which I don't like. I'm gonna go do this one lower down and we'll see whether this looks better. I like the idea of it being one lower. Yeah, so I'm gonna go do that on both sides and we'll see how that looks. Oh yeah, that's much nicer. I like that much nicer. And then, of course, providing the lights in each bay and probably a number on the floor or somewhere to designate which bay this is. And then, of course, the on-the-ground fighters and this one in the back. I could even technically do another 2 back here and just have them up on the higher level before doing it and giving myself a total of 11 or even 14 if I wanted to, but I think this is good. Minimum is 6, but if they need to overcrowd with the recons, they can by placing them up here and down there. But this can also be used as a repair bay, so yeah. This is the hangar of the ship. The dimensions of the hangar are, in fact, 1, 2, 3. I'll do it from the lower because I can actually do this well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Holy shit, that is huge. And then, of course, the lengthwise, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 49 long. Holy. Okay, so that is 90 something meters long by about 80 or so meters wide. This is huge. So You know what? Here's an interesting question that thing I want to look up. Let's see. This is the largest. Uh, uh, 330 meters. So, if I was to convert that into the length of this, right now we're at currently 48. So I'm just gonna add. We're just gonna go to the center here and add 1, 2, right, and then I'm gonna quickly do this and. Okay, so that now brings us up to 50 long, so about 100 meters. So if I just do... I'm just gonna kind of go down one, just to start this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... It doesn't matter, I'll just continue it this way. I want about 100 or so. I'll do 80 like this. You know what? That actually looks a little too large, surprisingly enough, for the amount of fighters that carries. So I think I'm gonna try to shoot for about 200 total length. I'm just gonna cut this back. So this is about 100. So if I was to add an extra, we'll say 50 long. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, why am I doing it that way? Okay, so we're gonna go an extra. We'll say. Yeah, we'll do 40 forward. Yeah, we'll do 40 forward and about 10 back. Oh wait, that's the backward end. My bad. I want this to be the rear end of the vehicle, so I'm going to cut that off. Control delete. Yes. That we're gonna go do that this way. So I want these to have a sort of longer drop downward, right? So that they can kind of more or less easily get out. So I'm going to run that angle right now while we do this. So I'm going to add in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want the longest that we can do. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh god. So this is how long? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15, 16, 17. We'll go 17, and then I will do this. Okay, so, and then we'll add in, like, I don't know, 1 or 2 extra this way, just to be, you know, just to kind of give a amount of. Okay, so now if I go enter this ship, pull everything up, and Door entrance. Alright. So, V1 should bring these up correctly. That didn't work. Where the frick is my gear landing? Reverse that direction. And hinge lock. There we are. So now if I press this once, open. Do I have something wrong on the hinge lock part? That's positive. Do I have something wrong with my door entrance one? Set of actions. Do this. Groups. Hinge. I want the landing hinge. Reverse. And give it that. Go back over to my door, my landing hinge. Make sure it's currently hinge locked. Right? Okay. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go landing. I did do that right. Landing gear, set of actions. Yes, good. I'm going to actually give it 4 seconds so that I can click start. Go back up. Where is my freaking landing hinge? At the end of 10 seconds or so, there we are. Perfect. I type in landing gear again and click start. That should pull back up again. There we are. Perfect. Okay. And now the idea here would be that you would you'd get to the edge here. Let's see, if I wanted to, let's say, go down at about this level, let's say, or slightly, how much further would I have to drop it? If I wanted a semi-shallow, let's see, at least, I'm gonna say 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more of these. This is about the max or the minimum I would say that this needs. Boom. And then if I just quickly do this again, open this hinge. I need to come through here. Oh, why is that one not working anymore? These work like 90% of the time, but they always seem to be messing up. Does one of my hinges... Does my landing hinge... Where are all the hinges? Alright, if I type in hinge... Login terminal, hinge 1 and hinge 2. Door hinge is hinge 3. Okay, good. Why are you currently rotor locked? Reverse. Reverse. Okay, now you're hinge locked again. So if I quickly press this button, right? That should have pulled it up by now. Why do these not work half the time? It's not like any of the numbers are going any different. Okay, why the fuck is this not working? This should be under door entrance, set of actions, landing hinge. That's why. Groups. That's why I've been having problems. I mistook these. So that is now door hinge, good. Okay, so now I need to fix these. So I need to reverse the landing hinges. And the door hinge, I don't think is going to be a problem. If I hinge lock, good. Okay. So I think that should fix this. There we go. Now this is all operating as it was supposed to be. I just had made errors. I want to make sure that I give it enough time that I can actually go out. And yeah, I do want to make sure that the hole in the floor is big enough that I can fly this out at about this angle, more or less. I can keep you open. This has actually quite a lot of beds. Okay. That is a lot bigger than I thought it would be, but I do want to try to keep the idea going. Can I please get out of this hole? Okay, that is going to take so much more space than I expected this to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? At this point, this would be ridiculous if it no longer fits. Like, if that still doesn't fit it, then I definitely need to, just choose a distance and go with that. Okay, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go and I am going to... Because that looks really ridiculous, at least to some degree. I am going to fly. And then I'm gonna try to come in from underneath at a speed that I would deem reasonable. Right? So as like a deploy, about what kind of speed am I looking at to enter, you know, we'll give myself the best possible chance. I'm going to save before I do this. The idea is to go at like 20 or so and perfect, and then I can easily pull myself like this, rotate more or less. And get myself directly in position to pull into any of these without too much difficulty. And then I can easily pull forward, rotate out of here. If I just V this and then go forward from about the height would be the maximum. Was a little not as shallow as I need to be, but that is going to work for about that length. Okay. I'm gonna now quickly get rid of this one because I don't need this many in here. Okay, so in theory, this is about the size that I would need. I don't know how wide I'm gonna make this bottom of the vessel. Wide enough to make that look reasonable, so probably at least an extra 3. So I'm gonna expand the width here by, I think I'll give this 5 wide. So I'll just quickly come to back here. This is like the minimum for the bottom here. Yeah, that is definitely a minimum. Probably, I'm gonna go an extra 2. Well, actually, no, because I'd probably add in a layer. Yeah, you know what? We'll go an extra 2, and then I will beef up the arms a bit more. So we'll do an extra 2. So this is the minimum before pulling any sort of angular thing towards that front end. So this before any sort of addition to going up, which I was thinking of doing maybe like this. And then taking a level like this. Going 5. We'll take that down to here. Okay. And then how long do I want this thing to be? And how much wider do I want the outsides to be? Probably at least another, what, maybe at least another 3 blocks from there before I put one more block. And then, let's see. Ions. G, I'm gonna move ion this here. All the ions, I think, are the same actual size. I don't think any of the larger ones are... Yeah, I think they're all the same size. So we'll, I know that the industrial ones are fairly long. If I just add U, you know, just because. Sci-fi large, how wide are these? Okay, so these are actually the same size as the standards. Okay. So, yeah. At least 1, 2, 3, 4 more blocks at a minimum. Gonna need to remove that off this side. There we go. At the very least, another 4 more blocks from here. So I'll add in a little notch here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do one more. 5. So this is going to be the maximum width. Okay. This thing is a lot larger than I expected this to be. Because the other bit is I also was thinking of maybe instead of doing the drop tunnel, doing two side. So you kind of go down a little and then off the sides. So if I do that instead of those, it'll be similar, but and then I'd want to yeah, basically go forward, adding in a large plate more or less until I think this looks way too big or whatever. So I'm just gonna take you from here. I'm just gonna add this and just go, I don't know, where we'll go here. That opening still seems quite large in comparison to all things, so I want to extend this by, we'll say, this amount. Does that look more proportional? Yeah, I'd say that looks a little bit more proportional. Maybe even just a tad bit longer towards the front, actually, given the fact that the back end is not even the furthest it's going to go. So I'm going to go another, we'll say, that amount, and then go a little bit further back. This is so much larger than I thought I was going to be making today. But, you know what? That's why I built things. So I'm going to go to about this position and go back until I think I want to stop. We'll say here. So this is the furthest back to probably close to, well, actually, no, because I'd want a proper engineering section. So I actually want to go backward an extra, I don't know, this distance. This is huge. How long is this now? I am definitely overbuilding something here today, but I like it, so we're gonna continue with it. So I am going to do the count like this. No, try to keep as thin as I can make it. I think this might actually be just about the same size as a regular carrier. Yeah, 150. This is now the length of a standard, or actually the largest carrier in the world. So, because I think the Gerald R. Ford class carrier is the largest carrier in the world. And this is now the length of the Gerald R. Ford class carrier for a patrol ship. The size that this thing would end up being, if I want to do any sort of verticality, is going to be ridiculous. Right? Because if I just kind of go to the front here, we'll just say, for instance, that we even just going and giving myself, I don't know, let's say, we'll say 4 blocks from the very bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So even saying we give myself 4 blocks, I'm going to do this in the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. So given 4 blocks below, just to be safe, right? I add a floor, and then we say 2 blocks, we'll say. 2 block ceilings. Just to kind of also add to the kind of grandeur of the size. And so I build less floors. So that's 1, we'll say 2 of these floors. Maybe another 3. Like this is going to be like sizing up of the freaking, like we have like basically, you know, engineering and all like the delicate pieces below, and then just floor after floor after floor. How high do I think I want to make this? I don't know. I'll go 2 more floors, so we have a grand total of what? Like, this is gonna be like fucking like 7 stories for fuck's sake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I just do 1 more of this just to go basically where the ceiling would be, right? If I just do this across this way, we'll just do this. This is huge. Yeah, this is like capital ship. I don't know about this. I'll be honest. I don't know about this. There's definitely would allow for the facilitation, but I don't know if that's really right. Because even let's say I don't go any further than this, and I just do this, right? So just this layer here, which should easily go above the other thing. If I just add this as the floor all the way back to the end of this, right? So this is the floor. This is huge. Like, this is ridiculous. This does allow me to, you know, add like the connectors and all this other stuff between these floors. And if I wanted to turn these into 1 block floors, I could easily do that. But this isn't even giving any sort of gap between floor. You know what, actually, if I was to give a gap between the floors, so I'm going to just do this. And then Control Delete that. And we're gonna do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1 more. And then we add in a floor. And then if I do 1, 2, right? And then this would be basically space for anything else. So this is mechanical space. And then I do 1. So like moving other stuff around. Then we do this. And then I do 1 more of these levels like this. So 1 of these. I could cut back on the number of floors by doing this, which would allow me to run plumbing through this layer. So that'd be 1. Let me do this. We'll do 3. So 1 more layer. And then we do 1 more layer. So 1. So that is, how many of these? 1, 2, this will be the 3rd. Right, so it's 1, 2, and 3 stories. With one of these stories being pretty much only going to be existent basically on the 4 half. Besides when it goes down along the sides, pretty much purely for like engineering. Most of this will probably be empty space. This is ridiculously stupid in scale. If I floor both of these just to be safe, right? Oh God, don't do that, don't do that. Stop changing. Oh, I forgot the, that's really annoying. So if I do that, and then I just run from over here, across, and I lay out these, just these floors, just going backward. These would all be floors, mind you, right? So this is all entirely based on the idea of this. Like, this is huge. So much of this is going to end up going empty if I build it this size. Because this isn't even including, like, engine lengths or any of that other stuff. Like, Like, yeah, this is ridiculous. I guess if I build it this size, it'll at least be, you know, pretty much accurate to the scale that I'm going with. Right? And this gives me even more space for plumbing and stuff, or service levels. So we have. So, given this right now, not if I decide to add in any sort of separate bridges or anything else, what's my height right now? We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 minimum. 22 meters, so that's 44 meters high. If I build this size. Now I'm debating building this size because I think what I might do instead of this exit strategy is I might instead of doing it that way, what I might do is I might just make a ramp up at the bottom. Yeah, this is ridiculous if I do it this size. I mean, this is supposed to be a patrol cruise. Well, let me see something. What? Oh. All right. All right. Okay, so that would be if I wanted to do a frigate size instead. A standard frigate, like the average length of a frigate is between 120 and 160 meters. So if I wanted to do this as, you know, a patrol cruiser slash frigate, this with 2 behind it, nothing in front of it, which I will quickly cut off. So I'm just going to cut this off because this is ridiculous and needs to be removed. This should have Yeah, all of this external part, if I just control... Yeah, so this doesn't actually have it. All of this is now its own separate thing. So I just control... I'm going to control X just to be safe. Boom. So this is back to 50 meters. Or actually, no, 100 meters. So if I was to do this as a patrol, I would have 30 meters to spend. So I'm probably going to end up at about 200 meters. This is about 50, so I'd have another 100. So I'm going to go bring you over to the edge here. Okay, so I'm gonna go, because I want to allocate basically between, this is 50 now, 50 more would in theory be the end length potential, right? This is 50. I'm gonna double check that this is 50. I'm gonna go place you, raise one up, go across, get in position 55 at 51 meters. Yeah, so this is about 52 or so meters. So that is just about what I want. So perfect. This is about 50 meters in length. So if I was to, let's say, add in an extra, we'll say add an extra 10 meters behind here for bottom line engines. So that is purely for engines. This is the engine bay, refinery, all that other fun junk. Probably going to end up being a U-shaped one, just to be safe. And probably will be a little higher than that, but we'll just do that to be safe. I'll just do this so I can get my lineup right. So this is the middle one. M. Perfect. So now I can do this. Yep. Now I'm going to take this, and we are going to go 40 meters forward. And I want to see if I'm okay with this height or this length. Sure. So we'll go that length. Yeah, I think if I give it a side exit, which would have to be way wider, so that would have to be another 11 meters if I was to give it a side. So I'd probably go, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll say, being conservative here, so we'll say we go no distance between the exit pole, and we do all the way across to about this layer, we'll say, right? So this will be if I was going to take this all the way to the length or the width that I have made it, so this lines up roughly with that. So, okay, and then I'm going to, oh wow. This is a lot wider than I thought it was. So, this would be the very bottom, and I would probably make this probably about the same height. So, we would go... I am going to add in this as a flat plate on top. Okay, I'm going to come over here and do that. So this is going with that size and me doing this. And going with this size, I'm going to quickly throw up 2 walls just to more or less just do that. And then we'll throw this in place. Right, so this is the potential for the whitest. How do I feel getting things in and out of this area? I'm going to F10, grab one of the fighters, and see how I feel getting it out of here. It was a N7, oh no, N8. So this is going to be about the height that I'd have to get it out of here from. Giving myself the most excess room I can, right? This is ridiculous in scale. Yeah, we probably have like 2 in the ready to launch positions. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, how many could I fit in this ready to launch zone anyway? So, I'm gonna quickly turn it around and see how I feel about getting it in. Its height is rather ridiculous. Still, like, this width is more ridiculous. I'd probably reduce its width significantly. Uh, this would definitely require this to be completely stopped in order to pull you into the hangar. This would definitely require that, but it's not too difficult to get around. I gave myself enough extra, so... Alright. Oh, why does it do this? Why am I stuck in position? I don't have my those on. That would be why. Okay. And yeah, I could in theory add in even an extra one over here or two. So you can have one that forward, a few aft. If I want to shorten this to the minimum, which would be one thruster, to shorten it to the minimum, so we say one, then the shortest hydrogens I can get. So remove 4 from the end. I did that in the worst way possible because now I need to go to the other side and remove that like that. So we're going to go here and we're just going to chop. So doing it this way, giving 1 block from the edge, right? So this is 1 block less than the minimum width. I don't like this. I don't like that width compared to that length. How wide is this thing? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. This is 51. So right now, by this width, it is half the width that it is long. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. For standard aircraft, that's about what it is, but 90% of that's wind. Alright, so, if I add one more set of, stalls, right? If I add one more set of stalls, just for the fun of it, how big are we getting? Let me just remove the walls, lights, that way I can actually see. Yep, that is directly on there, so that would have been about this height. And we're going 1, 2, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. About that width. How deep is it really? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13 deep. This being 4 from the edge, so 14 deep. That doesn't sound right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 13 deep. If I add just one more here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. So 2 more to bring you up to 13, plus, of course, my wall. And these would be, of course, the width, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. So width of another 11. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Plus then my barrier block, which now should go all the way up to about this height. So we'll just do this. across now. Boom, boom. Do not do that. I hate that I have to be standing completely still for this not to do that. Okay, and then just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Perfect. So now I can reseal the rest of this. Do that. Find its centerpiece, which is easiest to do by doing this. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Centerpiece is right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the one that's missing, I believe. Right? So it's 4 from the interior wall. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me just double check that. 1, 2, 3. Yes. 4 from the interior wall. So then this is exactly where that's supposed to be. Just throw in one of these. And then just throw in the wall. I'm probably not adding more than one here, so we'll just fully seal this off just to be safe. And then I'll just cap this. Now, I could get rid of this, but I kind of don't want it. This is now 9 of these. I am pretty happy with that. Now, however, I don't like the length. So, given the length, I want at least probably... I want to do a check of something, so I'm going to have to spawn something in. This very well may crash my game. Oh, I don't like this. This is going to be... I want to... Oh, excuse me. I want to see the length to hangar space equivalent of the current version of this. This thing is so much smaller than my current version. And I do mean so much smaller. Also, we may or may not be working on some other stuff tomorrow. I don't know yet. I'll have to see how tomorrow goes. But this is huge. And could very easily be retrofitted. Easily. It could be retrofitted to be a standard carrier ship. Or even standard battleship. I think the battleship version would probably be a bit smaller than the Patrol or the other one, because, I'll be honest, this thing is a Patrol carrier. This thing is massive. It is ridiculously sized, and probably will require me to build custom turrets to make reasonable sized guns for the thing. Almost definitely using probably artillery. Oh, I didn't click on that. I thought it was loading this entire time. I feel kind of stupid. Okay. Oh, this is going to be really ridiculous. I really need to make one of these without all the extra ships inside of it. This was designed as a space engineer's scale. What I'm building now is scale of pretty much what would be required. I don't think this is going to be, like, what I'm building now is scaled as the smaller of these. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I want to just check between the full length and the hanger length to see how those scale. Yeah, this is the distance between using light fighters in your hangar and using full fighters in your hangar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So it's about 26 long. If I wanted to go width to length ratio. So it's 26 long. How long is this ship in its entirety? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So it's 26 and 80. Oh god, that 80. Oh god, the stream died completely. Why did that happen? So 26 to 70. Which gives me a ratio of 20, 26. Basically 2.5. So I need double plus. Good enough. Alright, we're going 8. So if I add an extra that way, and I don't know, I'll add an extra 40 going, an extra, well, like an extra, I don't know, 40 forward, I guess. How long does this make this? We'll do 35. Yeah, because I feel like that's more reasonable-ish, I guess. Well, if the widest point is going to be about here, what kind of style nose do I want this thing to possess? Because, in theory, I guess I could make this entire central column just more of those fighters and do a onager style launching too. Like an onager where you have a split open nose shootout. But I like the idea that they come out the back, towards the back end. And so if I say don't make it any wider and make that the widest point, even if I want to give a little bit extra width here, so we'll say, let's say I only go, we'll give it an extra, we'll say this, so we'll just extend you kind of forward this way. We'll say we'll extend that by that amount. And then we'll take from you. We'll, I don't know. Alright, so if I go like this, and then choose to cut in, to an amount that feels reasonable. So we'll say to this. So we've got a near 40 width that we have now taken from, right? Because the width is currently what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So it's 51 wide. So we go from 51 wide to minus 1 each. So that brings me down to 49. Minus 1, 2, 3, 4. Much more reasonable, I'll be honest. But if I continue, how far forward do I want to continue this till this looks reasonable? Like, in all reality, that makes that look reasonable, especially if I'm taking the full width of this. So, what height is this at? We'll say this is at 1 less than this height, so I will go... Wait, what height is this at again? This is 2 from the ceiling, so 1, 2, this height, so here. So I will just, let's say, move this. Even if this is just the very longest we're going to get, width. To bring you to the width, right? Let me cut you off. That works. So to bring you to that width, this isn't even the widest. If I do this, and then I want to, let's say, big cluster, and then pull you back